Well, I was listening to an Alan Watts video. Oh, it's right here. And I thought to myself, I never understood philosophy to the extent that it was actually applicable to reality, not just some abstract, random, feel-good metaphor for life, encapsulated into a long, drawn-out narrative. And essentially, you just said that you you love the flow of the work, and you'll essentially be free. Dividing work versus play is what saps the soul of many people. That's my spin on it. He didn't actually say it saps your soul, but he did mention that in order for us to actually enjoy life, essentially, we can't be so hell-bent on the outcomes and things that have to happen, rather accepting that there is no past or present. Wait a minute. There is no past or future. There's only the present. There's only the now. There's only right now that I'm cooking chicken. There are no multi-million-dollar contracts. There are no obsessions with yachts and booze, drugs of various sorts, bikini models, some Instagram baller lifestyle. There is simply the now. And doing work solely for the outcome versus doing work to do the work is what ultimately will drive us to be unsatisfied perpetually, even with copious amounts of work and copious amounts of making that work run more efficiently. Let's see if I can cut this on camera. That needs to go back. And working ourselves into more work, which I think a lot of people are feeling, but not necessarily able to label what it is. And that's a whole other discussion. What are labels, man? You know, what if I label this? I literally talked about this in my former videos about you shouldn't label things. I don't think there are shoulds and shouldn'ts at all. There just is what there is. There are some things that are objectively bad, like murder. In most cases, I think things could be resolved with a better protocol, even if you're a pedophile. Finland has this program where you get locked up for your life. However, you're locked in prison and working on something you actually care about, instead of being sent to death, which may not actually save any money by sending someone to death, rather than just having the taxes or whatever system cover their bills to stay alive. Anyway, the outcome of this meal is that I'll enjoy it, it'll taste great. The process of cooking, if it's not enjoyable, well, I don't have to cook. I could just get a meal service. But there's obviously something here that I care about doing, to the extent that I'm not willing to pay for a meal service. And that's what money allows you to do, is to decide what it is you really want to do with your time. That's the one thing I know for a fact, is that money is the tool to get you to personal freedom. Now, the outcome of the work, if only If the desire is solely money, you may get the money, but you will not be free. You'll be a slave to the desire of more money, most likely. And that is a really dark place, and I've been there. It felt like a loop, like this rat race I thought I was escaping by chasing money and financial freedom. In reality, was growing my appetite to the extent that things that felt normally amazing started to have almost a numbing effect. It was just enough. What's the next venture? What's the next high? The ultimate freedom, I believe, even from someone who's balling on a budget, and all the way up to Alex Hormozy, one of the mentors I follow on YouTube, can agree on, along with Alan Watts, someone who's very much on the other end of the spectrum, talk about the same principles. Enjoying the input and being free of expectations of the output and or expectation or desire of a certain expected output. For example, this meal I could have cooked probably, 2 minutes faster. But then I would feel rushed, and then that stress carries over into the meal, and then part of the meal is ruined for me. Keyword me. I'm not everybody. No one is the exact same as me. So I don't know what it is for someone else that would turn their crank, if you will, in this situation. Would they be dying of boredom because they have to cook? Or would they be 10 times more excited than I am because they never had the opportunity to instantly prepare something and have all the seasonings, etc. And therefore, it's incredible because it's a brand new experience. Or they also just love to cook. Like Gordon Ramsay, that guy's goal was probably to get five Michelin stars, and be the best he could possibly be in his game as being a chef. But do you think he would get there if he was only expecting a good outcome? Probably not. It's like art. Rushing and solely focusing on the outcome essentially kills the creativity of the art, I would argue. So, if we're solely focused on the outcome, then we have something that we lack, or we perceive that we lack, and therefore this can create distress based on our perception that our desires are exactly what we need, rather than the appreciation of the now. Well, something like that.